Today, we're going to talk about something special. A collection of poems that came out of India and, almost overnight, completely captured the world's imagination. This is the incredible story of Gitanjali.
And our story really kicks off in one specific year, 1913, a year that was about to change world literature forever.
Right, because in 1913, something happened that had never happened before. An author from Asia was about to get literature's highest honor. So the big question is, how on earth did a slim book of spiritual poems pull off something so monumental?
Well, it all starts with the Nobel Prize, which was given to a work that in English is called Song Offerings.
So what is Gitanjali? At its core, it's a collection of 103 beautiful lyrical poems. They were originally written in Bengali by the legendary Rabindranath Tagore and first came out way back in 1910. But, its journey to the world stage was really just getting started.
And here's what's so incredible. When Tagore won that Nobel, it wasn't just a personal win. No way. He absolutely shattered a barrier, putting Eastern spirituality and poetry on the global map in a way no one ever had before. Think about that for a second.
Okay, so winning a Nobel Prize is obviously a huge deal. But what was it about the poems themselves that connected so deeply with people from totally different cultures and backgrounds? Let's get right to the heart of Gitanjali.
What's the secret sauce here? I mean, how can these verses, which are over a century old, still feel like they're speaking directly to us, transcending time, language, and even religion?
Well, it really comes down to its themes. You've got this idea of divine love, but God isn't some distant, scary figure. He's a friend, a beloved. Then there's this deep connection between spirituality and the natural world. Rivers, flowers, the sky. The poems also embrace our human struggles, the importance of being humble. But the biggest thing? It's this spirit of universalism, this idea that we're all connected, beyond any borders of nation or creed.
But it's one thing to have profound themes. It's a whole other challenge to actually communicate them in a way that people can feel. And that brings us to the poet's simple, but oh so powerful voice.
Tagore's style is just a masterclass in making big ideas accessible. First off, he uses simple, everyday words to talk about the most profound spiritual concepts. There's no dense academic language here. Second, the poems have this gorgeous musical flow to them, which comes from their roots in Bengali song. And finally, the imagery is just, wow. He can take a simple, daily life moment and blend it with this deep spiritual yearning.
It all just boils down to this feeling of tenderness. As one review puts it, this approach makes even the deepest spiritual ideas feel totally accessible. It lets you connect without ever feeling like you're being lectured to.
And the effect of this amazing combination of deep themes and simple style, well, it wasn't just some flash in the pan. It created an echo that has resonated for more than 100 years.
And the journey was amazingly fast. I mean, look at this. It comes out in Bengali in 1910, then comes the game changer. Tagore translates it into English himself in 1912. That translation is what sets the stage for the Nobel just 1 year later, in 1913, which basically cemented its legacy as a spiritual classic that people all over the world still turn to today.
And its impact wasn't just felt in the West. Back in India, Mahatma Gandhi, yes, that Gandhi, actually called Tagore Guru Dev, which means revere teacher. That one title tells you everything you need to know about the profound spiritual respect this work commanded.
So, what's the final verdict? Is Gitanjali just a beautiful historical artifact, or is it something more? Well, for us today, it really can be a journey for the soul. Okay, let's be fair for a moment. The strengths are pretty undeniable, right? Timeless spiritual wisdom, sheer poetic beauty, but there are a couple of things to keep in mind. If you're someone who needs a clear story with a beginning, middle, and end, the poems can feel a bit abstract. And, of course, with any translation, you're bound to lose a little of that original Bengali magic.
So I think the best way to approach Gitanjali is to see it as more than just a book of poetry. It's an invitation to a spiritual journey. Reading it isn't about following a plot. It's about starting an internal one.
Which is why, for us, this is an easy 5-star masterpiece. It's one of those incredibly rare books that finds the universal in the personal, connecting our own small lives to something much, much bigger.
And so, that leaves us with one final question for you. Can a collection of poems written over 100 years ago actually change how you see your world, right here, right now?
After spending time with Gitanjali, the answer feels like a pretty clear yes.